So the question is simple. Has the LGBTQ office been officially shut down or what? Well, yesterday news came out that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had ordered for the shutting down of the LGBTQ office. Then, later that day, in evening news with Joy News, two people had a call-in on Joy News, that is Moses Fuawenin and Isaac Boamadako, and the conversation was interesting because it seems that the shutting down of the LGBTQ office is not really as it seems. So let's listen.
Well, quick point. Let me just say that on the side of the government, since our press briefing on Wednesday, the president issued instructions, so the office has been closed. I don't know whether you're aware of it.
The office has been closed.
Things that are you aware of it? The office has been closed.
Oh, I see. So, that's news to me.
Great. Now, there are other things that are going to happen during the course of the week.
So over here, it seems like the office has been closed and it's all great. But then the next person that speaks, that is Isaac Boamadako, just changes the whole thing because he makes it clear that he knows that the office has not been shut down. Let's watch that.
That is their view because our church as a group with the security agencies has revealed that they do not know the location of the LGBTI office. Yes, I heard a Reverend Formani saying the office has been closed, and we can also boldly tell you that the office has not been closed. The police or the security agencies do not know the actual location of the office. Right. Government might be deceiving us, telling us that the office has been closed.
So that looks like the LGBTQ office may not have been shut down. We don't really know. And you know that this channel does not depend on conspiracy theories. So if these two people protesting for the same thing are seeing things on a contrary aspect, then it means clearly there's something going on. If it was to be so plain and so clear, let us just see it clear that the government has given a public statement concerning it. Well, we're yet to see that. The second thing that has become an issue with the LGBTQ news is that the diplomats that were involved and helped in the raising of funds when the fundraiser event went on, they really wanted to know them. And so we got to know them. That is 3 diplomats who are all related to EU and America. Interestingly, these are the people funding them when majority of the people in Ghana have a different voice. What is the government really doing about it? Have they made any clear statements concerning it? The only hope we have as of now is from the aspect of the vetting of the ministers, where the designate minister for information and the designate minister for gender and social protection talks about it. Let's look at that.
The provisions of Article 162 and 163 in this constitution are subject to laws that are reasonably required in the interest of a national security, public order, public morality, and for the purpose of protecting reputations. What it means, in my humble opinion, is that laws can be passed in the interest of public morality, public order, national security, that limit. In fact, if you read the side note, it talks about limitations on rights and freedoms. So I'll give you a current example. Today, there appears to be advocacy starting for LGBT activities in this country. The Attorney General designate, when he came here, made the argument that customary law is accepted by the Ghanaian Constitution. Customary law frowns on LGBT activities. Now, people say, despite the criminal code and the general provisions of customary law, it's just free expression. They are just advocating for it. But if you ask me about law and background, I'll say that that is where somebody like me will argue that then we should be able to contemplate legislation in the interest of public morality, which will not be against the Constitution, but will now say that you cannot advocate for and promote LGBT activities in this country.
Our laws are clear on such practices. It makes it criminal. Section 104 of the Criminal Code prohibits one from having unnatural carnal knowledge with another person. So on the issue of its criminality, it is non-negotiable. on the issue of our cultural acceptance and norms to these practices are also frowned upon. And so for me, these are two distinct clarity on the matter, and that is what I strongly stand for.
So clearly there's hope there, but this is not so affirmative. And so Moses Fuamwini also talks about it, that he's going to keep on pressuring with his team and the necessary regulatory systems be set in place. However, as believers, we really need to be alert. The last thing I want to talk about is the LGBTQ plus YouTube channel. Did you know that the LGBTQ plus YouTube channel actually is made in a way that it is also consumable for kids? Yes. It means that your kid could be watching cartoons, and the next thing that pops up is about LGBTQ, introducing them into it. That's all I'll say about that. What are my facts? Well, that's right there. It is also consumable for YouTube kids. So it means that your kids could be consuming this on YouTube. This whole agenda of we, most Ghanaians, trying to fight against this is because mainly it is against our culture, and because as believers also this is something that God abhors. However, we are not supposed to be all violent towards those who are in LGBTQ. That means that word homophobic that is formed by the world is not our view of the LGBTQ, because we are supposed to love our neighbors as ourselves. So even as we love them, that does not mean we are going to condone what they want to do over here. Our systems and our culture are different, but we are not going to hit anyone, go violent on anyone because they are LGBTQ. No. If they want to be LGBTQ, that's up to them, and as the regulatory systems and the constitution comes up, we'll know how that goes. Stay blessed, stay connected. If this is your first time and you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button. Let's keep moving.